Hello and welcome back to Mindfully Trading. Join me in this video today as I recap my trading week day trading the Forex market. I am a full-time mother of two preschoolers and I am pregnant with 3 months to go. So I am by no means an active day trader. I don't sit in front of my screens all day, but I do profit from my day trading and I have done for over a year now. I juggle day trading with being a full-time mother by being organized, using a news planner and incorporating trade alerts. So if you are busy as well, if you have a full-time job, there should be something that you can pick up from this video today to help you with your own day trading journey. In this video, I'm going to recap my trading week, day trading pound dollar. I'm going to look at my results, have a look at the charts to see what the markets did. And I'm going to break down a winning trade with you as well so that I can share the full strategy with you. Before we go into TradingView charts and get stuck into the technicals, I am just in my trading platform here in MetaTrader 5. This is set up with the funded account challenge that I am currently enrolled in a high stakes program with the prop from the 5%ers, who I'll talk more about later in the video. And you can see this week I just traded pound dollar. The week commencing the 10th of November, I took 5 trades. I had 2 losers, I had 2 winners and 1 break even. So I'm not even aiming for full accuracy here. I actually took 2 losers first, but my winners are larger than my losers, so I'm incorporating good risk management. And I finished up on the week after the commissions, $150, which works out at 1.5R. That is my base hit weekly target. It's not a fantastic week, it's a good week. I'm happy with that, especially considering my other busy commitments. And why was that such a simple week? Well, a lot of that is to do with the market. So let's take a look. I tend to hop about a few different time frame views, and to start with, I'm going to keep it on the weekly time frame so that you can see an overall picture of what happened last week. The point being that last week we had a very small doji candlestick. This candlestick right here. This was what happened last week in the markets. It's very small. That means that the market didn't move very far. We didn't get a lot of follow through. So it's hard to capitalize on a market that's not even really moving. The week before was also quite a small candlestick. It was a bullish pin bar. So it gave the impression that we were going to get a move up to the upside this week. However, we didn't. We just got this bullish doji. On the weekly time frame, we have broken some significant structures here and this one right here and closed below. Obviously, there's always a chance price may still pull back to retest these levels, but at the moment, there doesn't seem to be a lot of momentum to the upside. Onto the daily time frame here, again, to get the macro perspective of the markets, we have had this big move pushing up. During the summer holidays, July and August, we had this consolidation at the top here, where price has pretty much made a double top pattern. We had one point right here, and another point right here. And now, as we are going into September, October, and now November, price seems to be coming down, perhaps forming this new downtrend towards the end of 2025. This significant support area that we built here, it got retested, but price couldn't break the high and continue up here. And then in the end of October, we got a break of that with a big close below. This week, we seem to have been pulling back and ranging around this structural point right here. I'm going to share with you a walkthrough of my winning trade that put me up on the week this week. To do that, let's use this replay tool here to remove the present day candlesticks, because I took this winning trade on the Wednesday. After I bagged this trade, it put me up on the week. I didn't actually trade Thursday and Friday because I recognized the choppy market conditions, and an important part of trading is to know when to trade and when to sit on your hands, which is what I did once I had hit my target and put me green on the week. So the most important thing to ask yourself when you look at the charts, and particularly with the intention of trading, is what is the daily bias? Namely, are we looking to go up? Do we want to buy? Do we want to go long? Or do we think the market is going to drop and therefore do we want to sell? Do we want to go short? These are the questions that I always ask myself every time I open the charts every morning to trade. I don't open them to just jump in. I open them to see whether I think the market is going to go up or down. And that is what I did on the Wednesday. And I found it a little easier on the Wednesday because the Monday and the Tuesday I had been watching the market and see it struggle. When the market opened on the Monday, because of the previous days at the end of last week, which would be this day here, Thursday and Friday, we had this big push up. Looking at basic market structure, we can see that we're making higher highs and higher lows, a higher high and a higher low, a big peak here. We pulled back, we didn't break this structural point, and then we pushed up here. Which meant that when the market opened on the Monday, I was expecting to see a continuation of this uptrend forming as part of this pullback. But it didn't really move very far. We broke the daily structure, but then price came back down on the Tuesday. And that was when I experienced those losing trades, because I was expecting the market to go up when in fact it came down. Because it had struggled so much here, and we had another attempt. So we had the first attempt here. On the Tuesday, price tried again. We had a big drop down on the London session. And then on New York, we tried again with momentum to push up, but we couldn't break these highs. We had 1, 2, 3 taps. 3 taps that it failed. So when I woke up on the Wednesday morning and saw this, the fact that we had tried over the last 2 days to go higher and we couldn't, it seemed very clear that price was going to go lower. So that formed a very strong short bias for me on the Wednesday. I'm looking at the market here around about 7 o'clock in the morning during this little period of time here. And there are key things I'm noticing. Other than what we've just gone through, the bias itself, I then look at intraday price action. So let's zoom in on the candlesticks here. And the first thing to identify is where the open was. Price opened right here, which marks this as the high of the day. And from the open of the day, we have literally just been coming down. But during the London session, we have been pulling back up. Quite often during the London session, we can see a large spike in a direction against the overall daily bias, which can give us an opportunity to get into the market. And that was what I experienced here. So I utilized my Fibonacci retracement tool, which is one of my favorite drawing tools that I use day trading to help me to find optimum trade entries, which are high probability areas to get into the market. It means that if I want to sell, I'm not just getting in at the bottom, I'm waiting for a retracement, a pullback. And these lines here help me to gauge a good entry for a retracement. So I used this, it gave me these 3 lines here that 79%, 70% and 62% levels. And I actually set an order that ended up being a little bit underneath these levels, and that was purely because of my lifestyle. I wanted to get in short these lines, but because of the distractions I had going on, I couldn't get in straight away at the optimum time. I believe I got in at this level right here, round about 7:30. So when I looked at the charts, we had this wick rejection of this fib tool. Can you see this candlestick here at 7:15? Price pushed up and we got this wick rejecting these levels. That's a really nice indicator that there's some sellers coming in and it's a barrier to go higher. As we got this bearish candlestick drop down, that was when I set my sell order here. And I had a 15 pip stop, which put my stop just above the current open line, which meant that if we broke that open, price was pushing up higher on the day and the chances are it will continue going higher. So that felt like a sensible place for a stop loss order. It's crucial to remember to set a stop loss order. It's like putting a safety net on your trades to help stop you from acquiring a massive loss that gets out of control. And for profit target, everybody is different, but for me, for base hit wins, I aim for 1.5R, which is just a little bit extra than what I'm risking for the trade, giving me a positive profit to loss ratio. I'm just going to take a quick moment to talk about the high stakes program that I am trading with the 5%ers. They actually have 3 programs available. So they have the hyper growth, which is a 1-step program. I passed this program in 2024, accessing a fully funded $40,000 account. And I'm currently working through high stakes. I've also got my eye on the bootcamp program for trading my trading bot. The high stakes program is a 2-step challenge. That means you have to go through the challenge twice. The first time, the profit target in step 1 is 8%, and in step 2 this is reduced to 5% with an overall maximum loss of 10% on the account. So personally I am risking 0.5% per trade, which gives me a nice buffer to keep me away from that maximum drawdown. I have my own risk plan in place when it comes to trading a prop account. If you want to know more, let me know in the comments below. But what I love the most about this plan with the 5%ers is the fact that it has a 0 amount of time to pass the program. I can take as long as I need, so it removes the time pressure. I only need to focus on keeping my mindsets and my emotions in check. If you want some more information, I have created a separate video, or of course you can find out some more information about the 5%ers if you feel ready to have a go for yourself in the description below. Now I set this order and then I had to go out and go about my day with my children. So I set my trade alert at my stop. I set one around about the lows of the day as well, because if I saw that trigger and I was still in the trade, I could have extended that target. But as it happened, price came down. We had a huge drop down with momentum during the London session at 8:45, which gave me a nice win on this trade. And just for experimentation here, as price came down, we had a little pullback and we got another break here. This is a low of the day. This is the lowest point of the day so far at 10:30, but also we broke this key structural level from the day before. And at this point, we had a big pullback here just after the London session. If we use the Fibonacci tool from the previous pullback, which was this one here, drop it at the bodies, you can see very clearly how price comes and taps these 3 lines, the optimum trade entry. Which meant that if you missed this first trade, or if your lifestyle's different but you could have looked here, or even just wanted to get in again, there was an opportunity for another trade here, maybe with a larger stop, because it would need to be above this structural level here, so you're probably looking at a 20 pip stop. But if you use the same concept of a 1.5R target, you would have easily have got that. You would have even got a 2R target, which would have been 2 times the profit. I didn't take that trade, but I'm just sharing this with you to show how effective the Fibonacci retracement can be and how you can find these opportunities during the day, scalping, day trading, even during a choppy market. Back into that weekly overview that we were in at the start of the video. Wednesday, that was the lowest point that was actually made this week, and on the Thursday we started to bounce back up and we actually made a new high of the week. Looking now at this weekly overview, so it is the weekly candlestick, but it's broken down on the 15-minute time frame, and now I am looking at this, not recapping but looking ahead to next week to see if we can gain a bias from this price action. It's very choppy. It closed as a bullish doji, but it doesn't mean that it's just going to come down. It means it could still go up. So let's just have a look at some key points from this weekly. We came down here. We came back up. This is a very simple way of marking market structure. I'm looking at both the wicks and the bodies, but I'm mainly using the points that break and close above and below certain levels. So I won't use this one because it is within this point here. Until we get this breakdown here, which means that this is confirmed as the new lower high. Now, anything that happens underneath this point is irrelevant until we get a break and close above this point here, making this a new high. These are the key structural points moving into next week. I could even drop my fib tool from the bottom of this weekly and apply it to the top. And you can see that on the Friday, price comes down to these 3 optimum levels. And we actually get this huge bullish candlestick surge up from this area here. We get a further retest here and here, but they are higher. I'm going to mark these 3 lines, because although it was a bullish doji moving into next week, because the end of last week we had this shift of behavior, this change in behavior, and we came back to this little area of support and found some momentum, it could indicate that we're going to get a bullish continuation moving into next week. And we're also going to add these key little lines here, the high and the low of last week. If we get any breaks and closes around these levels, these can help to gauge a bias for next week, moving into next week. But of course, these are technical levels. It's always crucial to incorporate news analysis as well, which is why I like to use forexfactory.com. It's a free resource and it gives you all of the upcoming economic news events so that you are not caught out and you can gauge when there may be a catalyst for some movement. If you've got any questions about any of the concepts presented in this video, do leave them in the comments below. Also, please let me know what you'd like to see more of. If you'd like to see recap videos like this, if you prefer me to focus on specific elements of trading, if you want me to do a walkthrough of certain drawing tools or indicators or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. It's great to hear from you and I'd love to tailor these videos for what you would like and what would help you to learn and grow as a trader. Please let me know if you've enjoyed the content by hitting the like button and subscribe to the channel below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.